Ho, ho, ho! Chuck E. Cheese here with Christmas presents.
Happy Monday, motherflockers. Welcome to another Chuck E. Cheese Thanksgiving video because why not? When in the hell am I going to talk about this thing? Today, I'm going to review the Lost Chuck E. Cheese Christmas Special because why not? At some point, I have to talk about this. Is it worth existing or is it not worth existing? I have no idea. It was made in the 1980s, so who really knows? Pretty much what happens in this special is that Chucky and Jasper are on their way to the North Pole, because why not? It's a Christmas special from the 1980s. Also, Santa has robots for some reason, and the creepy elves don't like the robots because the robots don't like the elves because the robots are still in the elf jobs, and that the elf that made the robots probably made way more money than them. Also, they sing forgettable songs. Yeah, it's one of those kinds of specials. Then Chucky and Jasper show up to give Santa something. I forgot what it was. And Santa Claus somehow fixes all the robots so they can work together with the elves. And now Christmas is saved and the storm god is no longer angry. Blah, blah, blah. It is obvious that this was made in the 80s and the people who wrote it were higher than the people who wrote this garbage. That special was basic and a bit boring. Honestly, if it had finished animation, it probably would have been more interesting to look at. It was made in the 80s, so it wouldn't be that hard. Hanna-Barbera, Ruby Spears, and Nick was thriving at this time with these iconic cartoons and these weird zany ones. Plus, I liked seeing the 80s incarnations of Chucky and Jasper's cartoon designs. It now reminds me of the cells from the Lost First 2D commercial. It reminds me of 2000s Chuck E. Cheese, aka Avengers Chuck E. Cheese, aka the best incarnation of the character. Rockstar Chuck can go to hell. I like how friendly boarhat Chucky is to Jasper. That part honestly surprised me because this incarnation of the character isn't really known for being the most friendly compared to his other incarnations. AKA, he's kind of an asshole like the first Doctor Who. His personality here is like seeing a preview of what Coach/Fancy Man Chucky's personality would be like. Unfortunately, the story is very forgettable, so much so that the Chuck E. Cheese fan Winky got the story wrong. Yeah, the freaking fan Winky got the story wrong. That just tells you how boring and basic this is. Also, I hit the creepy elves and the songs suck. Let's move on. Now let's get to the interesting part of the video, aka how this special was unfinished and eventually lost. In the 1980s, Norman Bushnell, the founder of the Chuck E. Cheese brand, and Atari, the original Atari, wanted to make a Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special through his animation studio, Cambora. I'm just gonna call it Caboroscope because it is very hard to pronounce this. With this studio being the first animation studio to use computer-generated animation, or CG animation for all their work, before Pixar. The special was originally supposed to air on NBC and all the Chuck E. Cheese locations en route. Unfortunately, the animation was never finished because after the animatic was completed, video game crash of 1983 happened. Pretty much what happened here was Norman Bushnell's other company, the first incarnation of Atari, overestimated the sales of their shitty ass games. And people were getting tired of playing these shitty ass games that don't make sense. Fortunately, Nintendo released the Nintendo Entertainment System, and now gaming is thriving, and now gaming is too goddamn expensive. Also, Nintendo nearly lost a console race multiple times. Wow, how ironic. And because Norman Bushnell and Warner Bros. Owning his other two companies, Caboroscope was sold to Lucasfilm and was then merged with Lucasfilm's graphics group, which would later become Pixar. I honestly did not expect that. And this also meant that showing it on NBC was no longer an option because of the animation being unfinished. So they decided to show it in all the Chuck E. Cheese's locations at the time to make back some of the money that they lost. Unfortunately, there was no home media release and the special faded into obscurity until the special was found and uploaded to the Internet Archive in YouTube. So now generations of Chuck E. Cheese fans could sit through this cringy and wholesome special to see what a Chuck E. Cheese special would look like at that point in time. I don't really know if the Radical Rat would be in any more holiday specials, but they are doing something similar on YouTube, so there's probably a good chance that they have already done it. The sky's always the limit.
Thank you all for watching. I almost thought about not doing this video, almost thought making it into a short or a TikTok, but I thought it was a bit more interesting if I just gave my full thoughts on it in a long form format or a mid-form format. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. Also comment if they should try something like this again in the future. They probably might already have again. I have no idea. I don't keep up with Chuck E. Cheese because I'm a grown man. This has been Umberto, and Merry Christmas, Happy late Thanksgiving, Happy late Black Friday, and I'll see you guys later.